So let's break this down. In fact, the number one cause of acid reflux is low stomach acid or underproduction of stomach acid. Why is that? Because stomach acid is very energy demanding to produce. It takes energy to produce stomach acid. It takes really good parasympathetic nerve tone, vagal nerve tone, to actually stimulate the stomach to produce stomach acid. In our society, we're oftentimes eating on the go. We're eating in a stressful state. And because of that, we are not actually allowing our body to get the nerve tone that it needs to stimulate the production of stomach acid. So eating on the go, eating on the run, eating when we're stressed, really bad idea. We're not going to produce the stomach acid that we need. Now, why is stomach acid so important? Number one is it sterilizes the food we're eating. So when we eat food, even if it's been freshly cooked, there's bacteria and different microorganisms on that food. Stomach acid should normally reduce the overall microbial load of the food as it enters our body. So it kills off a lot of the bacteria that's on that food. It sterilizes the food. Super important for keeping the bacterial balance of our gut microbiome in check. So that's the first thing. Number two is it breaks down protein. It actually activates something called pepsin, which is a key enzyme in our stomach that breaks down protein into amino acids. We need those amino acids to support healthy muscle tissue, healthy skin, healthy immune cells, healthy red blood cells. All of those things are proteins. And so we need to make sure that we are breaking the protein we consume into amino acids, and then we're able to take those amino acids and produce new healthy cells, new healthy proteins within the cells. So very important for amino acid digestion, also for chelating minerals like magnesium, calcium, zinc, and iron. Very important for chelating and absorbing these minerals into our system. We know so many people are deficient in magnesium, they're deficient in zinc, right? If we're not producing enough stomach acid, or if we're taking a proton pump inhibitor, Prilosec, Nexium, we are actually causing an inability to absorb magnesium, calcium, in some cases iron, zinc. We're causing zinc deficiencies. We're causing amino acid deficiencies. We're causing B12 deficiencies because stomach acid, when the acid gets low enough, it activates something called intrinsic factor in our stomach, which absorbs vitamin B12. You see, when we're at rest, our stomach acid should roughly be between 3 and 3.5. When we start to eat food, particularly food that has a lot of these minerals or food that has a lot of protein in it, we need to get that acid down between 1.5 to 2.2. That's very energy demanding. So we have to have energy to produce the acid to now break down the food that's coming in our body, right? To sterilize the bacteria on the food. And also on top of that, it helps to close the esophageal sphincter. So when the acid gets low enough, the sphincter, the muscle that protects the esophagus from acid, closes, right? And then the food digests and starts to move through what we call the pyloric sphincter, which moves it into the small intestine. When we don't have enough acid, food just sits in the gut. So when food sits in our gut, it starts to rot, gas forms, and now that gas pushes up on that esophageal sphincter, opens it up, and now acid from the stomach jumps up into the esophagus, burns the esophagus, and that's why we get the acid reflux-like sensation. And so super important that we're getting the acid low enough because that moves food through the stomach into the small intestine, triggers the release of bile and pancreatic enzymes, so we get optimal digestion of the food that we're consuming. So again, number one cause of acid reflux is low stomach acid.